Welcome, I'm Rob. You join me at TeamSport Sheffield for a Monday night Grid 3 for 2 session. Yes, this video is a long one as it contains all 3 sessions. Let me explain. I've been struggling to keep up with the daily releases, so I need to revert to weekly releases. In order to keep the content flowing though, I'm going to trial these longer videos. I'll put in chapter markers so you can come back again and skip straight to a second session if that is what you need to do. The daily releases has been seeing me editing videos every evening and most weekends. I have a young family and I need to spend time with them too. The last time I released a long video was for round 1 of Grid Series, and looking at the analytics, you guys still watched it. It took 9 hours to render on my laptop, but I've got new hardware and I'm hoping this will be much quicker. So I'm going to release the next few videos like this and I'll just keep an eye and see how they perform. This then is the first of the 3 sessions, and for some reason the timing was started a bit late. I'd already completed 3 laps with the very first one, including those flag tests. I'm in kart 12, which seems to drive okay, but of course all the karts are a little slower than a few weeks prior to this. We're at the end of July here, so I'm 2 months into qualifying for the British Indoor Karting Championship, and whilst I've seen that I am sitting high on the latest table, I'd always like to improve. In order to do that, on this visit I'm looking to set a mid 58 second lap at least. As I'm trying to find space on the track here, I'm allowing other drivers to pass so that I can get a good clear run. So about a month ago, I put up a poll on the community post regarding channel membership. As this video goes live, I have enabled channel membership. I want to start by saying, please do not feel obligated in any way to join the membership of the channel. I'm not in this for the money. I started this channel as I'd started recording my go-karting and enjoyed putting the overlays on the videos. I needed somewhere to store them, and hey, YouTube will do that for me. Go-karting is my hobby, video editing is another hobby. YouTube is storage, and you guys are an awesome bonus. Go-karting, as you probably know, isn't cheap though, particularly as I've decided to enter BIKC this year. All my budget for the year was blown by June. The channel is close to earning money from the ads that YouTube shows, but I'm not quite there yet, and even then, it still won't be that much. The minimum cost of membership that YouTube will allow me to set is 99p a month, of which I would get 70%, so about 69p. That is what I have set membership to. If you can spare £1 a month to help support me, I'd really appreciate it. But again, if you cannot, please do not worry, please do not join the channel. I'm prepared to sell my organs, and if push comes to shove, my kids, to keep this journey going. I'm kidding, of course. Having said all of that, if you do join, I'll make sure you get something extra in return. I'm not 100% sure what that will be just yet, other than a fancy icon when you comment. I had to provide a list of perks when I set it up, so I added early access to videos and also a discount on merchandise. I don't have much available in the way of merch at the moment, but the discount is there if you want it. If I'm keeping with these longer format videos, I'll set it up so that channel members can get to them before their normal release. Once again though, please do not feel obliged in any way to join the membership. It is 100% optional. So then, back to this session. I've not had a good run so far, with mostly 1-minute laps. That last lap at 59.926 is the quickest so far, and I don't feel that this car has much more available. The karts are running a little slower than they had been, and that means I lose a fair amount of time going up the ramps. I've seen a little improvement on that last lap whilst I'm catching the driver ahead. It looks like I'll need to pass him on this lap though, so hopefully that will go smoothly. Or it looks like we'll catch a train ahead of us, including a couple of drivers who I'd let through earlier. I was warned that we had a few newbie members on this session, and I believe both of the two karts directly ahead are part of those. Still, Kart 7 there made a nice gap, I followed through and I'm now looking to complete the pass on Kart 7 myself. Thankfully, he gave the space I needed at the kink, although he tried to come back at me in turn 2, before trying again at top pit's bend. I'm getting cross at this point. These sessions are about lap time, not track position. If you get passed by someone faster than you, tuck in behind and try and learn something. We are not here to race. You can see how much that slowed me up. I'm guessing he was slowed up too. It's pointless. I would have backed off at this point to make some space, but with the slower karts ahead, I was hoping to get through instead. That didn't work. My kart seems to be a bit slower to accelerate than his. I finally got a run on him and I wasn't going to be leaving him any space. So another of the newbie members ahead here, I believe. He's quite a bit slower it seems, so hopefully it'll be an easy enough pass. Kart 7 tried to get himself involved again there and was pushing me through the corner. It's the end anyway. You can tell I knew that session wasn't great by the shake of my head as I went across the line. 10 timed laps and I only managed a 59.858, only good enough for 5th fastest. I'd say that was 50% the car and 50% these newbie members. It wasn't an overly busy session, only 12 drivers, so hopefully I can find more space in the next one. Speaking of the next one, let's jump straight to it. This is great, right? No more waiting 24 hours for the next session, we're straight into it. Immediately, I'm caught out by one of the newbies as they brake mega early into turn 1. The good news for this session is we are in a different car. The bad news is the newbies are still with us. A reminder, I'm looking to set at least a mid 58 second lap in order to improve further on my BIKC qualifying time. Almost 1 minute 2. Oh dear, this isn't good. Slightly better, but it's still over 60 seconds. I'm 1.5 off my target. One of those new members ahead. Let's see how this goes. Well, he didn't make it particularly easy, but I did get past. This isn't looking good. This kart has an exhaust blow, which is why it sounds a bit different to the last one. It shouldn't lose me too much time, but it'll definitely be costing me a bit. What that exhaust blow does mean though is you guys can really hear when I'm on the throttle or not. The kart ahead there is being driven by Jared, a staff member, in case you're wondering why he isn't in a full suit. I've not had a chance to race Jared before, but he lets me through instead. I guess it won't be this time. Or maybe it will. Kart 12 is one of the newbies and I was unable to get past. I ended up being slow up the final ramp and Jared comes back past. It seems Jared is having a hard time finding his way past Kart 12 as well. Jared has gone for the pass coming up the ramp, but Kart 12 is coming over onto him. He's held it around the outside though, and as I looked to pass up the inside on the exit, I was unable to make it work. Now, I was caught by Ryan in the pits at the end of this session because
Jared said he wants to see video of this session as quickly as possible. Okay. Because apparently he pulled off a really sick move and it was right in front of you.
I'm sure it was better in your head, Jared. Even if I can get past Kart 12, I won't be able to play as Jared has dived off in the pits. He couldn't contain the excitement of his sick move, clearly. I finally passed, although he did start to come back at me coming up the ramp there. This session is mega slow. I've got only a few more laps left. Let's see what I can do. I've had to back off once again. I'm watching this back, writing this script a month and a half later, and I am fed up with these newbie members, and I am fed up with this car. Goodness knows how I kept my cool at the time. At least this one waved me through though, eventually. The start of probably my last chance. Track looks clear ahead. Let's go. Nope, that's no good. I've got one more try if we get a complete lap. Whilst I did get the whole lap, it wasn't really that quick. I guess the exhaust blow slowed my speed more than I thought it actually would. Still, it's not a great session with these newer members defending a little bit too hard. I was unable to get under a 1 minute lap time, although it was rather close. I was only good enough for 7th fastest though. That is not okay. Still, one more session. Let's go. This is so cool, isn't it? Straight away, 3rd session. Another new kart for me, and it's one that I've not driven in a while. I don't know how it's going to perform. I'm hoping it's better than the last two though, and if I'm over 1 minute again, I'm retiring. Well, that's just confusing. Green lights, but the marshal is waving a yellow flag. It was a while ago, but I'm pretty sure it was Callum. Sort it out. That's 2 people I've seen in the pits already, clearly not happy with their karts. This lap is allowed to be over a minute. We've got to slow for the real yellow flags. At least the flag is right now. And going to green for the start of the lap is always a nice thing. I made a mistake in that final complex, but I am under a minute. Can I find another second to improve on my qualifying time? There's 3/10, plenty more laps to go. 58.881 is the absolute target. The lower, the better though, of course. I really need to get past kart 24. He's quick on the straights but slow through the corners. I'm still under a minute, but he is holding me up now. I'm not having much luck and kart 7 has caught over the last lap. I've let him past and see if he can find a way. I mean, that is a way, it's not the way. Speared off into the barriers. And the inevitable red flags come out for his recovery. I'm trying to make sure Jared knows that wasn't me. For all I know, Kart24 told him it was the guy in the red suit. Well, we're both in red suits. I waved him through earlier, but I reckon I can actually catch him again. Shall we see? What do we think? I closed that gap slightly, I reckon. He did a 59.197, mine was a 59.077, so I did a bit. He was quicker on that one, but more importantly, I'm very close to setting a new quali time. Yes! I was 2 tenths quicker than the kart ahead, but I've also done it! A new qualifying lap! My 3 fastest laps are now a 57.818, a 57.996, and that 58.640, bringing my average time down from 58.232 to 58.131. It's not quite enough to claim third on the tables just yet, but I'm ever so slightly closer to it. Kart 7 goes for a move up the inside, but he gets squeezed, and I'm almost caught out by how much speed he loses there. So it's now the final lap. Traffic, so it looks like I won't be able to improve then. And an early yellow flag to top it off. I'm nearly caught out once again by Kart 7. If you slow suddenly, it really is a good idea to raise your hand. There is no guarantee that the driver behind you has seen what you have. That's the yellow flag in this case. It's not a good idea to pass under the yellow flags. It's not quite the end though, I wasn't expecting to, but we return to greens. And that will cause a red flag. A driver has spun out at the bottom of this fast section. I've locked my brakes as I wouldn't have been able to get up the inside of him at the speed I was going. I'm in the barrier and the cart behind goes into the spun cart. It's easy to clean up though, and we're under yellow flags for the rest of the lap. Well, that's it. The end of this session, the end of this visit, and the end of this video. I had one aim, and that was to improve on my qualifying time, ideally jumping into third place. I achieved part of that goal. I improved my time. Not quite into third place, but there's still time for me to try. At this point, I was due to be going away. My next two go-karting outings were to Gosport, that you saw last week, and Eastleigh, that you'll see next week. That will then leave me a couple of weeks of August to visit Sheffield again to try and claim third place. So as always, thank you so much for joining me on my go-karting adventures. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this longer format of video down below in the comments. Congratulations if you have made it this far in one go. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please do give that thumbs up button a click too. A reminder that I have enabled channel membership, 99p a month to support me, and you get a cool icon next to your name when you comment. I cannot iterate enough though. Please do not feel like this is something that you have to do. Only join if you can and want to. These subscriber numbers are rising rapidly. I'm going to have to think of a way to celebrate 1,000 soon. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed, and if you haven't, you know where that button is. Next week we'll be at Eastleigh, electric karting again on a members 3 for 2. I'm trying not to annoy the locals too much. Until then, cheers.